Okay, this is part 2 of a series of videos I made at Hartpury Agricultural College, the college I went to when I was a young lad. So in this episode, you can see me have a go on a telehandler and someone else doing a bit of telehandler training. So what have we got going on here then, Trev?
Right, well, as I said before, we're at the start of their careers, so they have the opportunities during their time with us to do short courses.
Yeah.
So Andy and Dan run that sort of side of things. We can do the chainsawing, 2-day cross cutting.
Oh, okay, that's what that is over there, is it?
Dulcie taking her test, so she's been on the load-all course now, or I shouldn't say load-all, since a Freudian PCB slip.
Right.
Telescopic handler course.
Oh, right, okay.
For 3 days.
Yeah.
And she's actually doing, trying not to put her off, which is actually her test.
3 days, that's a long course, isn't it? For a telehandler or whatever you call it.
Yeah, so she'll just drop out of lessons and then do the course, and then obviously Monday she'll be back on. And then
so in that course, what are they actually teaching them?
Maintenance, safe operation. There's a combination of theories, predominantly practical, but you're going to have a go later.
This quite worries me. I haven't driven something like that.
A nice little derating exercise for you.
A what?
Derating.
What's that mean?
As you push the load forword on the telescopic, then potentially it limits what you can lift.
Okay.
So it's a good safety thing that some people can get caught out on.
Right.
So Andy's going to put you through that just to give you a little fright.
Oh, so Andy's the chap over there in the fluorescent jacket, is he? So I'm gonna go on that beast there in a minute. Or later.
Yeah, as soon as Dulcie's done.
Right.
And hopefully passed.
She's got a nice new kit you got here, isn't it?
Right, but we'll have a chat with her.
Yeah, it'd be nice to speak to her and see how it's gone.
ATV, and then Andy also does spraying.
Okay.
PA1, 2 and 6. So and most, if we, Friday today, isn't it? So Farmers Weekly probably's got a job saying 3-bedroom cottage and PA1 wanted or PA2 wanted 2 or load or that's becoming more common now.
Yeah, well,
so
I mean,
for these to leave with those certificates.
That's very true.
That's what we have to do.
Well, I was speaking to Ollie when he was in the John Deere, and just saying, that he's using that auto steer. But the thing is a skill that if you can go to another farmer and say, I know how to operate this kit. That's it. If they've got it or they're thinking of buying it, it's an advantage, isn't it?
Yeah, we have to have that stuff because that's what's out there.
Yeah.
So when they go to it, preparing them for when they
Oh wow. Well, I'll have a look at this. I'll have a go on that little baby later. Slightly worried about that. She's very good, isn't she? She's very competent.
Yeah, very good.
Has she had experience before?
She's a first year of our course. So
she?
What's
Or
our
NDA?
course now is an FDA.
An
When
FDA.
it was an NDA in our time.
What's the F stand for?
Foundation.
Foundation, right.
Yeah. But she'll do the middle year and then come back like we did.
Has she got farm experience before?
I don't know, to be honest.
I mean, she's naturally seems very good on that, you know, quite confident by my impression. More confident than I'll be on that.
There's one question on careers mornings. You've met Izzy, you've met Dulcie, and then a common question: will I be the only girl on this ag course?
Really?
We've got between about 70 and 80 young ladies in the department.
So actually, that's interesting.
You won't be by
percentage-wise. Sort of how many girls to boys?
Well, if we take about 320 full timers, so 70. What the maths is on that one? Just check that.
I hope it goes well for her. I hope you like seeing the bit of that Manitou work there. I'm here with the instructor, Dulcie, the lady who was on the Manitou. I think, well, we'll find out how she did. How did she do?
She passed, she done extremely well. She's first time she's been on the machine, so she had a 3-day course. And she's picked it up very, very easily, which the girls usually do because they listen to what they're asked to do and then they'll act on it. Whereas the lads can be a little bit, I'll do what I want to do kind of scenario.
I have to say, I was really impressed. I'm not kidding. She's only 16, isn't she?
She's only 16.
And to get in a machine like this at 16 and just go like that is fair credit to her, really. I thought, you know.
Yeah. She's done a bit of tractor work, which helps. So the steering's there, sort of thing. But so just getting used to the controls.
So you got a 3-day course.
Yep.
What are you really looking for in someone when they're doing on a 3-day course?
Well, ability. It's a bit like taking your driving test, really.
Yeah.
It's preparing people to jump through the hoops of the driving test. So it's not particularly driving the way you normally drive on the farm.
Yeah.
But you have to. It's trying to get observations is the key thing into people. The last thing we want to do is run somebody over whilst you're operating the machine.
Yeah.
So observations is a key thing I'm looking for, as well as doing the basics well, really. So, just being able to load or unload a lorry if they come into the yard safely without running the lorry driver over or anybody else around the yard. And get the basics of counterbalance over as well.
Yeah.
So when they're out operating, know their limits and what they need to do to stay within those limits, really.
I mean, it's fantastic that a college like this, that someone has got the chance to actually have a qualification. Is it a qualification they get from this?
Yeah, it's a LATRA qualification.
Okay.
And it lasts for 5 years.
Does it?
So any ticket lasts for 5 years. Then you need to come back and have a 1-day refresher, or we can go out to the farm and do that as well.
So you're sort of helping them with their career, really, because not only are they learning here, but also they've got something to put on the CV when they go to an employer. Here I am. I've done my telehandler course. I can do it competently.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the courses myself and my colleague runs, the short courses are all there really for employability. So when they do their year out, they'll usually need this to be as effective as they can on their year out. And then when they come back in the 3rd year, they'll usually come back and do some boom spraying with me and get that PA2 ticket, which is all important as well. And again, that shows employers that they're up to the job, they've been trained and they're competent to do what they want to do.
Well, I tell you what, so here he goes, confession time. I wish I'd done a course like this when I was at Hartpury, because when in my own middle year, I think they had an old Sanderson telehandler. I took out someone's windowsill with the front wheel on someone's house driving through a little lane. I wasn't very confident. I learnt as I went, but I should have done a course like you did. Thanks very much, Andy. I really appreciate that. Thanks for giving me 5 minutes of your time.
No problem.
Brilliant. This chap here apparently is going to let me go on this. What are you letting me do? I'm a bit worried because I haven't done any course.
Just talk you through counterbalance, really.
What does that involve then?
Putting this big weight on the front,
Right.
seeing how far you can go before you actually tip over.
Christ. How far can you go?
Well, we'll see.
Oh, it's,
We'll see.
can't go wrong, he says. He's just putting that on there, is he? Okay. So I'm getting in there. I'm going to give you the camera, Trev.
Okay,
All right.
brilliant.
Just record anything
Yeah,
you want,
yeah,
and
that's
then
fine.
zooms on the top of it. Do you want me to get in?
Yeah. Just the seat to wherever you want.
That'd be alright. Sure, not
Let's go, mate. If you want to put that on.
Do you want me to put that on?
Yeah, definitely. That's the first rule
Right.
of everything, ready?
Okay.
Okay, so if you want to turn the key on. Right.
Yeah.
There's a blue button, there's a light blue button.
Yeah.
Press that and get it active.
Right.
Press that and pull back into it. So you'll see you've got 3 green lights and a red light, and one thinking about coming on.
And where are we looking? Just
On the right hand side of the
Is that? Oh, okay, yeah.
That's it. That's our safe load indicator.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically tells you the likelihood of you tipping over forwards. Yeah. Now, if I get you to pick it all the way up, how many lights are going to be on when we get all the way to the top?
No idea.
Have a guess.
All of them?
Okay. Lift up, nice and gently. So press the blue button.
Oh, okay. Is it? Oh, that's a safety.
It's like a dead man's hand. So nice and gently. Watch the lights.
Oh, yeah. Am I going all the way up?
Yeah.
Actually, it's not. I suppose your centre of gravity's coming backwards, is it?
It is.
Right. Oh, they're going down to safer up. That's the point. Well, I would thought there'd be more then. Which one is it?
Bottom roller button.
Oh, that one.
So press the blue button, bottom roller.
Oh, do that again.
Button again to get active. So we're going to go to 3. Yeah, that's because the weight's gone up rather than out. So how can we get more lights on?
Go down.
Nice and gently.
Right, we play it again.
Blue button again, yeah. Nice and gently, gently.
Crikey, my life.
You feel that?
Yeah, that's quite scary actually.
Now what saved you there? Well, the joystick locks out.
Right, so it will stop you doing anything
Stop
else.
you doing anything
Right.
dangerous. Yeah.
Good job, really,
What it
isn't
will
it?
allow you to do is bring the boom back in.
Right, is that that roller backwards?
Right, you're lying.
Well, for starters, you can tell I'm not a Manitou driver. That was really good. That was really interesting, actually. It certainly makes you realise the issues you can have on there, because the reality was, once that started tipping, it was actually quite frightening. So the battery died then, but back again. As I was just saying to Andy and to Trev, who's filming, the girl that was here, I've forgotten her name, but the girl who's on that Manitou,
Dulcie.
really impressed. So 16 to be able to go on there, lift that. Because I was a bit, once it got up in the air, I was actually a little bit nervous, thinking, oh, it's so easy, you could tip it and the whole lot could crash down or anything. But also, really makes you see why you need to do a course like that. Because that is, in the wrong hands, that is a death trap, isn't it?
Definitely.
Unbelievable. The power you've got in the machine and the ability to drop that on someone's head or anything, isn't it? Really?
Definitely.
So, thank you very much for showing me that. Thanks so much, Trev. Okay, that was a fantastic opportunity to see some of the training work they did with a telehandler at Hartpury College. So the next video you're going to see, which is part 3, which is coming up soon, will be a look at the Ag Tech Centre, and also having a look at the facilities for welding that they do there. Oh, you just switched off the games I wanted to play.
Oh, yeah.